Oh, it's okay. Okay, we are live and welcome everyone. Good evening. And this evening, I'm very honored to have one of an amazing creator. His name is called Jones.
Hello, hello.
Okay, right. Okay, Jones. So congratulations, you have launched your card game. Now this is very cool because
Mm,
I mean like in my journey as a creator, we launch books, we launch online courses, but yours is very interesting. You gamify the process. So share with us a little bit more about who you are, what you do before we jump into the journey of how you created the card games. This is so super interesting. For those who are joining us and you can hear us, please do type some comments about what games you have played before and things like that. Okay, cool.
okay, sure. Yeah, thank you, Sean. So, good evening to
Is my
everyone.
internet
So,
okay or is it laggy?
yeah, a bit lacking. So, a bit on off. Yeah. Or maybe I can just go ahead. I think my side could be
Okay, you
fine.
entered in the crowd. I will just adjust my internet for a while.
Okay, sure. All right, very good evening to everybody. So my name is Jones, Jones Liu. So I'm the creator and the founder of Emotions Run Wow. A little bit about more my background. So who am I? I'm a corporate trainer. I'm part of an MNC level. So a trainer and coach that for the past 17 years already, I think. Yeah. So I've been focusing a lot on the soft skill training, leadership, and management, and to the communication workshop, EQ, and so on and so forth. So basically, before COVID, I do fly around and serve the APAC role and for various companies from in different industries. So to name a few, like Unilever, there were some of my clients I worked before. Singapore Armed Forces as well. If a Lufthansa airline, OCBC Bank, so etc. So that is over the years lah. So and then um, of course, to answer the question that what Sean has mentioned, and what came up for me to do the emotion run is actually an EQ based card game. So emotional intelligence, right? So basically, cut the long story short, something happened to me. I think after these two years in COVID, uh, mental health is one thing that actually have been around for a long time. Yeah.
Mental health.
So
Wow. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
this
yeah.
uh,
So
this is going to be an interesting topic. Yeah. So I'm
yeah.
just going
So
to shout out to those people who actually have like questions about mental health. Or if let's say, I mean, today's Q&A, we have this expert here teaching us about mental health, about EQ. So you have any questions regarding that, please feel free to ask this expert. I mean, it's not often that you can get to meet Jones like live here on stage. So and
yeah, that's quite
also
true.
later we'll go into the whole process of like how he actually got inspired to do all this. Yeah. So mental health. Anyone knows anyone who has all these issues? Let us know whether these
Mm.
2 years during COVID has it been a difficult time or was it like easy peasy? So okay, sorry Jones, back to you. So these 2 years talking about mental health. Tell us more. Tell us more.
Yeah. So in fact, for myself, it'd be more prominent, right, because of the pandemic and the stress, and they are more focused. But the mental health, like depression, and it could be a simple lack of confidence, have been around for a long time, and that's what happened to me in 2014, right? So I actually went through depression. So thank God, because of my own
Mhm.
mentor and coaching, and my coaches, I walk myself out of it, right? Of course, of my religion as well. I'm a believer of God, and that's where I was curious, how did I walk out through all this turmoil that I was facing. So my personal
Mhm.
story, I will leave it for another day lah. So so
No,
so
no,
I
no. I
think
mean, if you don't mind, I'll love to hear it. Correct. I don't know whether there's
yeah.
another day, correct? Because like some people may need to hear it today. I mean, if you don't mind sharing. So you're saying in
Mm-hmm.
2014 you hit into depression,
Yep.
uh,
So a lot of things
without sharing
happen.
things
So
without sharing things that are too sensitive or you don't want to share. Like how long did it last and what happened
mm,
if you may touch on a few points. Yeah.
yeah, so a few points, from betrayal, from financial stress, from parents' health, everything just happened in that 8 months lah. So in the space of 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
relationship, financial, whatever you can name it, all happened to me, and I was
Mm-hmm.
really thinking, it's like, why everything? It's to the point that I don't have money, I don't have a job. Friends, after so many years of success, suddenly I just fall from the so-called successful life, right, a corporate life and everything.
Okay.
uh yeah. So all this happened, right? And then when your parents get ill and they don't have insurance, all this is
Wow.
a
Wow.
is a huge demand
But
on
yeah.
the children, right? So all this nitty gritty, and it's not like one by it's like a few years then one by one happen. No, it's in between that one whole
Oh,
year of
so
8 months,
suddenly
8 to 10 months.
everything
Correct.
happened at one time. So
Correct.
how do you know that you had depression? Like what make you know that you're having depression?
Okay, so
What are the symptoms? Yeah.
when I'm in it, I am not aware. Okay, I only
Okay.
know that I, for no reason, I will be depressed, sad in this case,
Okay.
right? So don't want to meet people. So my name is Jones, right? Indiana Jones is actually a nickname. So I'm known as an outdoor person. I'm known as a people
Ah.
lover and everything. So I made up. So I find myself avoiding people. I don't talk to even my family. Every time after work, I just go home and close the door. So these are some of the behavior, right, that you might see, be
Right.
or notice about yourself, right, or you notice about your family members or friend. Just be aware lah. Suddenly there's a change of personality. That's a very
Okay,
telltale
change in
already.
personality.
All right.
And
Then
and
the
and
other
that
time,
lasted for 8 months, you're saying?
more than that. So it's 214 to 115, right? So around that
Okay.
period. Yeah. So but
Right.
all these like events keep on happening. It just add on and add on and add on. So on a quick note, yeah, emotion run well, right? Or rather emotional intelligence. The word emotion is energy emotion. Right? E stand for
Mm-hmm.
energy. It set you into motion. So when I feel happy, I give you a hug.
Energy in motion. Okay, that's
Correct. That's why it's called
emotion. I see.
emotions. Yeah. So
Is
if I
that is
feel
that scientific
angry,
or is it your own brand? Sorry.
no. It's not my own. Everything I say is you can go and research.
Okay,
Okay, right
okay,
now
okay. Just to
everybody
verify.
use Google lah. Everybody use Google,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
can check with any EQ expert. Uh,
Oh, okay.
Emotion is actually energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in a nutshell, I think all this it will just add on. The energy just brought me down. The whole emotion just brought me deeper and deeper into the turmoil. I just sinking and just become very dark. All the
Mm-hmm.
way to what we call in the bottom of the belly of the whale lah, right? So you
Yeah.
really just imagine you've been swallowed by the whale, right? Everything is pitch dark. You can't just see any light, right? But somehow,
Mm.
and thank God, I got saved, and then my mentor, my surrounding peers pick me up because they notice and they start to ask, what happened, and it takes one or two of them to really force me to share everything because for myself, I speak for myself, right? I am known as a trainer and coach for the last 17 years. So
Right.
for me to go through all this, I will not share with people, and I
Mm.
will just function normally. It's all those lonely time, the lonely
Mm-hmm.
time that my mind will go haywire, right? Thinking of all the negative stuff, and then thinking, yeah, it's like no point, why? Because everything need money. Then medical bill for my parents, for my mom, not my parents, from my mom, and then my siblings, they need some help as well, and then friends are judging on my career success, what car I drive, and all that. So okay lah,
So what
since
car were you
everything about
driving?
at the point of time, I don't have a car, right? So only Honda Jazz lah. Okay, I mean I sold it already, but
Hey, no, just kidding. Okay, so but it was very
exactly,
stressful. It's like being
it's
judged
very stressful.
everywhere. Yeah, having
Correct,
to
correct,
actually
right?
shoulder certain responsibility. Yeah, which
Yeah,
it is it's like an obligation. At the same time, you also want to you also worry about your parents, lah. Correct. So
correct.
your emotions ran wild.
Ran well, totally ran well, right? So especially I'm a PMET, so professional, at the kind,
Mm,
and then I needed to find more jobs. So I went back to insurance because
okay.
my way beginning I was an insurance agent. Right. So
Right.
after
Right.
army and all that, because it was SARS. So that's explain a little bit of my age. So SARS periods, I cannot find any job. So I went to insurance. But that's where I exposed to training and coaching. And then that kickstart my career in training coaching for the past 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine, right? I've been working 10 over years. And then suddenly I go back to sell insurance. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But the
Yep.
surrounding friends that I have, it's like,
Yep.
hey, Jones cannot make it really. Why he need
Do,
to
do,
take
you- do
out
you think it's
part
true,
time?
Jones? Do you think it's true, or is it? Do you think it's really true that the friends around us do say such things, or it is what we're telling ourselves? What do you think?
It's a mixture of both. Right. So
Uh-huh,
I would
uh-huh.
say 70-30. 70 is myself.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
But
30 is maybe really some people do talk about you, lah, but
yeah,
it
yeah.
is not
So
it's not a big part of their
not
life, right? They just say and
not
then like
correct. So to put a disclaimer, right? It's not that they don't. It's not that they look down or they don't have ill intention.
okay, okay.
They just out of concern. It's like, hey, Sean, how come you suddenly go and do insurance? Everything okay or not?
Okay, okay. So their intention is good. It's just that because you are in a certain self-conscious state,
Mm.
whatever they say, you have a feeling as if you're being judged. Correct.
Correct,
Something like that.
correct, right. Right, and then sometimes they do like, it's like, I come on, Jones, you are of a certain status like that. You xia sui no. So certain people, especially some friends, some
Yeah.
Hokkien one or whatever, Singaporean Singlish, all these words actually have a negative connotation, and
I see.
our
I
brain
see.
or for myself, we just absorb it, right?
And then
I
you
just
begin to
spiral.
replay it in your mind. Yeah.
Correct. To a point,
Yeah.
there's one particular line I almost jump.
Almost
That's
jump.
house jump out my
What
window.
were you thinking at that point in time? Do you remember like what happened? Like push you to like almost jump. What was it
Yeah,
that almost cracked you? I mean, if you don't mind sharing now. So
the straw that breaks the camel back is really to partly is also because of relationship as well, right?
oh
Got being led on, so and then
wow
have a disappointment, and then work is not going anywhere, and then no income, and then finally it's like, oh, actually all this while, false hope, all this also make an impact.
shucks.
So
Okay.
that false hope from that particular lady, I thought can recover the relationship lah.
Okay.
But all this
But
while
but
is like,
but but couldn't
but couldn't lah. But in the end, it's just no lah. I just needed time. But I miss you, but I don't love you. Wow, it's like add on, boom. And after that, my ex boss also taking, no lah. That's your career is plateau already. Is over here. All these
Wow.
things just add on to your confidence, and you just keep on thinking that I'm useless. There's nothing I
Yep.
can do. Since everything success is so important, right? And my family need money. The fastest way to get money is I got insurance. What? My mom don't have, but I
Understand.
have.
Yeah.
Jump law. Then everybody can solve everybody problem. Yeah.
So it was like a possible solution for you to solve all these problems. Like jump,
Yeah.
get the money, solve all this. Wow. So what made you decide not to jump? Like, the internal like conversation you had. I think it's important because like right now, but by the way, I mean like people who listen to my Facebook, you know that I'm always quite a joker lah. So, but I think this topic is pretty serious because I mean this, especially during this pandemic, the number of like suicide rates actually went up. Mental health breakdown also went up a lot. So if you guys know of friends who need help, or even if you need help, right, just know that a lot of people are suffering also. So it is nothing wrong lah. I mean, frankly, I would say it's nothing wrong. There's something wrong that we need to solve, but you can solve it together. I mean, it is okay. It's okay to have all these issues, correct? Yeah. So what went through your mind? What went through your mind? Like when you decided to jump, but in the end decided not to.
Okay, so believe it or not, is actually when that particular night, right? I was literally sitting on the ledge of my window, lah, right? And then and I was just crying. I said, "It's like, what? Why am I here?" And at that time, I wasn't a believer yet. So whether you believe it or not, this is my own personal experience, right? I actually call for help, just shout out, in my not as loudly, but in my head, it's like, no. What do you want me to do now, right? And then suddenly I heard two voices. I mean, one voices, two words. Call Wendy. Now, who's Wendy is my current mentor for the past 7 years. So literally, I sent out a SOS message to her, and then the next thing I know is I concussed already. So I actually fall back. The next thing I wake up, right? I woke up, I opened my eyes, I was on my bed because my bed is just next to the window, right? The window is still open. Then the handphone is still on my hand. But I sent out a SOS message. And that actually saved my life. Right? But at that point in time, it's like, I think I still can remember very clearly that night. What do you want me to do now? Right? What do you want me to do now? It's like I end this. It's like, there was anger, there was depression. It's like, it's not fair. A lot of things that happened to me, I didn't ask for it.
Right.
Because if you, for those who are listening and for those who know me, I am who I am. You can check with all my friends over the years. Jones is really very positive, always go-getter, want to do something. He will always follow his heart and everything. So to share this part of the story, a lot of people will not know.
Wow, thanks for sharing. The vulnerability is amazing.
Yeah. So because why right now? Because courage is also an emotion, and now I'm able to share is because after that I got saved. I start to reflect back. Hey, wait a minute, what walk out? So beside my faith, the next thing I know in terms of how can I use competence, because I'm a trainer and coach, right? I need to make things make sense, logic, and then into certain skill set and competency that I can teach people. And then the closest is emotional intelligence.
Okay. So it's not what we because when we talk about EQ, it is commonly perceived as how you manage people, like Chinese maybe 人际关系 and all that. Now we're talking about is like but I read a book called EQ 2.0 as well. It's both both people management but it starts from actually self-management. So
Yep.
it is very interesting.
EQ,
I've not heard
EQ
someone
2.0,
talk about it.
I'm trained in EQ 2.0 lah.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
very smart book, you know. Okay, why is it very smart, guys? I mean, for those who didn't know, you
Go ahead,
cannot
go
share
ahead.
that book one. You cannot share that book because inside there there's a code for you to go and do a like a personal EQ test. So
That's
it's
right,
a very
that's right.
amazing book. I thought it was very good. The quadrant of the EQ 2.0. Yep. So
Yeah.
so you actually after that incident where you almost decided to take your life, you step out of it, you became a believer, and then after that you decided to focus on an area which helps people manage their emotions because of what you went through. Oh,
Not
this
immediately, all right?
yeah.
Not immediately. So after
Well,
I saved, I mentioned my mentor, and my training mentor and career mentor, Wendy, right? So I from 2015 onwards, through her mentorship and coaching. That's why coaching and mentorship really works. But you have to must find the right coach and the right mentor, lah.
Of course.
So
Of course.
slowly you move. I move on, and then things start to turn around for me. Right. And then I start to get more affirmation, not encouragement. Affirmation and encouragement is two different things. Right? There's something called
what's the difference?
There's something called toxic positivity. Right?
Okay. Please enlighten us.
Explain. Let me enlighten you. So it's like
toxic positivity.
correct.
Okay,
So
this is very
again,
cool.
Whatever I say here, you guys listener, you can go and research. Everything there is information on that. Read out on it. So, and again, disclaimer: everybody have a good intention. It's just that you do not know the impact, right? So I said, Sean, let's say you are doing I mean, for you, you have a very strong mental strength, right? I mean, from personally, I know you, and from your one punch, and all that.
I do hope to think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But there are moments when you are really down, right? And you say, "Come on, man, Sean, you can do it. Set higher goal, Right? But for people who do that, you set higher goal and set higher goal. But if your state of mind and emotional state is not okay to handle it, it will backfire. Because the higher the expectation, the greater the fall if you never achieve it. Follow so far? So the higher. Okay. So if you have small win, it's okay. You build on. Then you can affirm the small wins to get your bigger win. But a lot of people set bigger goal, they fall again. Then the brain register. Right? Because I'm also trained in NLP and all that. The brain will register. Yeah, I feel again. Never mind, set another big goal. Right? Jones, you can do it. Sean, you can do it one. Then I go all out. Pam. Fail again. Guess what? Our brain, right? Our brain our brain register again.
Yeah.
I'm a failure.
Okay.
But on the surface, we are all encouraging each other. What?
That's right.
Sean, you can do it. You are a good man. Last time you can do it one.
Right.
Now you can do it also. You can do it last time. I mean, on words, nothing wrong with that. But the state of the mind of that particular person, in my case, I wasn't ready for this kind of approach.
You wasn't ready for this kind of approach. Okay.
Yeah, those hardcore go for goals and everything. So it
is those hardcore positivity. It can become toxic when you don't address the person's state of readiness. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Yes. And not only the state of readiness, both mentally and emotionally.
Wow. So what should be the correct? Okay, so that one you're talking about affirmation. Affirmation versus
encouragement.
Encouragement, right? So encouragement can lead to toxic positivity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So yes. In some way, right? So let me give you a more distinction. When it comes to affirmation, we also want to affirm with evidence.
Wow.
So there's something that you did. The person, right? In this case, myself, I can see it. It's quite true. Yeah, I really did this. I did this video. Got 10 people like. For example, a simple thing. Or I completed task before schedule, before the deadline. Well done. So all this, rather than the encouragement, hey, you can do it one. Very vague. Right? You look handsome. You look good today. Today will be a good day for you. Yeah, right. When I'm not ready for that kind of comment, I will be in my mind. I will go, yeah, right. Thanks. Just
so you may not truly believe, or you don't feel that it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
So specific evidence is like, wow, Jones, your purple shirt really makes you look very masculine, and your whole entire headset makes you look like a cyber robot.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
Uh,
with specific things like
with,
that. Is that what you're
with
saying?
specific
Ah,
with sincerity, lah, right? So another part
okay.
is emotion, right? Okay, you can
Mm.
say, you look good in the purple shirt and you have to mean it, lah, because
Ah,
humans
okay,
have a
sorry.
radar, right?
I didn't really mean it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
So
yeah,
let me try to
exactly.
look for. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, you look really good. Okay,
Mm,
I like your Mandarin collar. This one is true.
yeah,
I
yeah.
really like the
Thank you,
Mandarin
thank you.
collar portion. Oh,
Yeah.
nice,
So
nice.
so thank you. That and now I can sense that, right?
Ah,
People can sense one whether you are genuine
mm,
sincerity or you
mm,
just joking or just 客气话 lah, they call it courtesy, right? So
yeah,
all this
correct.
we yeah. So again, the receiving end, without you knowing, they will just absorb, and the narrative that they pay
Mm.
attention to, right? Their own storyline is really up to them. So, like I said, people who encourage me, they all meant well. But when I'm in that state of mind, I really register something different.
Okay. So at that point in time, there
Mm.
was both mix lah of like encouragement and affirmation, but affirmation was the
Yes,
one that actually brought you up.
correct, correct.
Excellent.
And with with evidence, very, very important.
Hey, so
Okay.
guys, if you're learning something this today, right? A practice for every one of us. I think don't just let's not just listen. I think this really very good information. Don't you agree?
Mm.
If you agree, help us click the share button or the like button. And after this entire conversation, please write down something to say that you're going to affirm someone with specific evidence. I think it's very
Yeah.
important, right? Go and validate somebody and be specific. Like example, I really want to thank you for like doing certain things for me today, and I want to thank you for always being here for certain things. Must be very specific, not like hey thanks wow, it's nice to have you around. I mean, all these are very, I would say, sometimes they call it motherhood statement. Sometimes you really mean it, but
Motherhood
with
statement, yes.
specific yeah, correct. You with
Correct, correct,
specific
correct.
evidence, people feel that wow, it's real, is it? So I'm learning something today. I got 3 kids. After this, I go and say something to each of them, very specific. Yeah,
Yeah.
with yeah,
And I give
affirmation.
you the reason why that is important, because when you become specific, the receiver, right, or be it
Mm,
your kids or your friends, they know what they did well. And that's the
mm,
behavior we want to capture. So a lot of
right.
people thought that emotion, intelligence, just emotion, be aware, don't be so angry. No, it's actually all linked to your thoughts, your action is all linked, right? Even your
Yeah.
body and all that is somatic, lah. That's another word to you can't link it. So
Wow,
it's
a lot
all
of big
related.
words today. Somatic.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of big words. So yes, I agree. Please share, because I seldom do this kind of public sharing. I'm like I say, I'm an
Oh,
MNC corporate
you're
trainer.
tan teo.
All my training is closed door one, all right. So I work with senior leaders and all that and managers. I seldom do public. I seldom do public runs. Right? But I think slowly, I think, because again, I received a message from my heavenly Father is I need to. Hey, I asked you to create a card game. It's not for your own glory, It's like for you to let people know more about emotion and how can you use emotion to really spice up your life, create the joy that you are always looking for, the joy of living, right? Because the greatest
Yes,
is joy, right? The fruits of our heavenly Father is joy. But
ex-
how, right? The
exactly.
question is, how can we achieve that? So if I ask you what truly make you happy, I
Mm-hmm,
can tell you in
mm-hmm.
my training, right? I ask this question. Most of them,
Okay.
as I go, what really made me happy? They
Hey,
actually
let's pause here. Let's
pause.
pause here. Let's ask the audiences. Like what made
Mm,
you happy? I think well we are getting like literally a training right here on the spot. I think thanks a lot to Jones as well. So what do you
no
think make you
problem.
happy? And at the same time, I would like to actually read out some comments. Oh yeah, CJ is asking, is this session recorded? It is recorded, so y'all can come back and look at this Facebook live again. And correct. So we talk about state affirmation versus encouragement.
Mm, mm,
Somatic is
mm.
relating to the body. Okay, great. So yes, what makes you happy? And what do most people say? Okay, let me think. What makes me happy? I think what makes me happy is like spending time with my family and
Okay.
exercising. Yeah,
Okay.
and
What
reading
else?
books, studying God's
Okay.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
yep.
So
I
so
think things
so
like that.
yeah. So for you, you have a certain of awareness, right? So it's the self awareness, which is step one of EQ, lah, right? You need to be self aware. But there are people who really uh lost. I say, okay, don't tell me you like to eat ice cream. Okay, I mean, fair enough. That makes you happy. But what truly makes you
Uh-huh.
happy in life? That
Eating
every
a
day
lot
you
of
will
ice
wake
cream.
up. I don't know for them. Maybe it is that. Of course, due to respect, I will accept. But most people, they are lost. I
But
don't know.
eating is actually quite dangerous, right? Because of what I heard, I mean, I've been reading out a bit
Mm,
here and there. Because eating actually change your physiology, meaning to say your physical state, and they
yep.
cause a spike in happiness, which is very temporal. So, an
Correct.
example, sugar spike, or maybe when you eat, you feel full, then your body's posture actually change,
Mm,
and you feel
yep.
happy for that moment. But after that, you put on weight, then then it doesn't last, right?
It's true, it's true, right? So and when it comes to EQ itself, the emotional words, there are plenty. In my card game, there are 66 emotional words.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
in my data bank, is 100 over. Almost there's a lot of emotional words. So for example, joy and happiness is two different things also, but they belong to the same family. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
you might feel happy, as you mentioned, temporal, right? And something emotion versus feeling versus mood is three different things again.
So let me just share with the audience, right? The card game. I also
Yep.
put a link below for those who wants to know more about your emotion. You can go there. You can see Jones with the pop out. And right now, this particular card game, there's a certain bonus as well because it's Christmas time, right?
Oh yes.
It's
I throw in two
play
bonus.
over
Yeah.
beer. Okay, so beer
Yes,
must
it's very
be
funny.
must have beer, is it?
I don't have to. If you, of
No,
course, you
I'm
play
just
with children.
kidding. I don't.
Yeah. If you play with your children, yeah, you can drink beer. They can drink Coke, lah. Yeah.
Root beer, correct. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Root beer.
Oh, this cool, this cool. Actually, I love all these card games. I don't know about you guys, but I do have a lot of card games at home where we even like have conversations and things like that. I think it's very useful because sometimes when it's a book or a worksheet, sometimes maybe a bit intimidating, right? But when it's card game, people feel like they are playing, and that's where they are a bit more open. I feel so lah.
Yeah. So I give you a classic a scenario from my card game, lah, right? So basically, my card game Emotion Round is a storytelling EQ based card game, and it's based on scenario. So for our emotions, right? We don't wake up with emotions, by the way, right? So that split second when you open your eyes, I wake up already, right? Or when you wake up,
I thought got the emotion of sian. You know when the alarm
it's
sound,
neutral first. Yeah.
Okay.
So the alarm bell is the trigger. Okay, the alarm bell trigger you sian because of what? Let's say we role play. You feel sian because that day lah, but that particular day.
Oh, because let's say maybe got a lot of things to do lah. Got a lot of things. The whole busy day start.
Exactly. So when you wake up that moment, right, that split second is actually neutral one. It's when your thought comes in. Wow, today I wake up, alarm bell. Hey, I not enough sleep. Wow, so many things to do. Immediately the thought trigger your emotion. Then you feel sian. Sian is an emotion.
Sian is an emotion. Okay.
Okay, if you don't deal with the sianness, right? Okay, sianness, I mean, anyway, we are using English is fine. So the boredom and all that, the rest of the day, your energy goes up, go down. If you are unaware.
Okay.
What do you think? Go down, right? Definitely will go down.
Go down. Yeah, when you feel sian, go down lah.
Yeah, exactly. But if let's say tomorrow, I sleep again, I wake up, the moment when I open my eyes is actually very neutral. It's only I wake up, today I'm gonna meet my lover.
Okay,
then I feel differently already. Now right now don't have lah. Right now I'm still single. Yeah. Yeah.
So sian lah. Okay, never mind. Just kidding.
Yeah, so sian. Very sian. Christmas. No partner. How can? Yeah.
Hey, for those singles one, this is the time now. Okay, buy the card game and meet Jones if you're a single lady. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. So my point is this, right? When you wake up that moment, that's where emotional mastery can come in. Emotion mastery can come in. Because if you don't, your emotion will lead you for the day. I wake up today. Wow, I'm very happy because I'm going USS with my family, with my kids. Okay, then the day very happy.
Yes. Okay.
Right. It just happened like that one, split second.
So actually it's a good strategy. The night before, you plan for something. When you wake up, you feel happy, lah. Right. So
exactly. Yes.
Oh, you have some strategy. What do you do?
Yeah. So one of the key things. So in one of my bonus, right? One of my bonus is the 7 way to kickstart your happiness. Quick start.
Oh, okay.
One of the exercise is gratefulness. So write down things that you are grateful.
I love that.
We heard this from a lot of trainers, but it really works.
Because
when
yes, agree.
When we do that, what we are doing here is again somatic, right? We are writing the good things. Our brain register. The words tell our brain become a thought. The thought will trigger the emotion. And that's how EQ works.
Right. And it's something that you can consciously plan it. Yeah.
Exactly. So what I'm trying to say with the wake up, opening your eyes, that moment is actually neutral. It is true. Because when we learn how to master our mind and our emotion, you can actually tell yourself, today I'm going to have a happy day. And then you tell your brain, how come? The brain will go, how come you want to be happy? Oh, because I'm doing this. Right?
Okay,
because I have these few things I'm doing, and I can have the vision, the hope of the future of this happening.
Yep.
All things in our life.
Plan beforehand, correct? Don't leave it to like. Sometimes when you wake up and then your mind just run wild, then the first thing you hear, suddenly you turn on Facebook, a bad news, then your whole day is already, right? So
exactly.
let's
Right? So,
fight
I
it,
mean,
let's fight it.
I have a lot of female friends. They are very sian because of Wang Li Hong news, right? Because they are idols. All the image of Wang Li Hong, you know.
How come you got
Even,
a lot of female friends but you still single? Okay.
they are all married
no.
already, ma.
Okay. I see. So then why they say they already married, what? Okay, but I understand.
Yeah, but
Okay, the Wang
their
Yihong issue,
idol image being shattered, ma.
For those in Singapore, our Singapore badminton player just won the World Badminton Championship. So something to celebrate about. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly, right?
Then
So
people will say, but he's from Malaysia, lah. But anyway, so a lot of things to learn. I mean, I didn't expect Jones to actually be sharing so much into detail. I do hope that you guys are enjoying this, and do feel free to ask questions as well. I also put a link to his card game. You can go and take a look, and I think it's something very interesting because, well, I guess our life predominantly is run by emotions, correct? Like
correct.
in the end, you can achieve a lot, but at the end of the day, you feel sucky or negative. It's not worth that. If you never achieve as much as you think society expects you to achieve, but you feel very fulfilled, you feel joyful, isn't that a much better life, correct? So it's something that I think is very worth looking into. And interestingly, I wanted to ask you back to the point, right? So what actually got you started creating this game? Because I mean, he has been a trainer. John has been teaching people about EQ, but wow, to get inspired to create a game, how did that happen? Yeah.
So like I mentioned, so from one fall that things happen, and a particular night that I wanted to do something stupid, right? Which is not okay, not stupid. Like at that point of time is one of my option, right? So now on hindsight, okay, so again, it's just what I go through. It's not stupid, but it's part of the process. I just correct myself, right? Sorry for that. But I need to send the right message to the public. It's not stupid. It's just part of the process. So I apologize for that. But on hindsight, I think the key thing is, as I start to being mentored and coached, and I start to research on more to EQ, right? And I realize, okay, this is really a very important thing, because if we do not control our emotion and thoughts, really control our life. That's number one. Right. Number two, right? As I do more training, and like I said, I become a believer. I was at Hillsong conference in Sydney. So before COVID time. Okay. Right? So it's a Christianity conference. So I actually went there and said, hey, I asked this question, hey, God, you saved me from my rucks, from my turmoil. What do you want me to do now? And then again, I received just 2 words. So that's what me. First is call Wendy, right? Then he said, create joy. Then
create
I was
joy.
Like, exactly. I was like, huh? What do you mean by create joy? So that was in 1/6. Okay, 1/6. Then I again came back to Singapore. I was like thinking, okay, I don't understand. What do you mean by create joy? So never mind. I'm a trainer. I'm a curriculum developer. I can do my own research. So I went to research what's joy, right? And then for people who really enjoy what is joy, to know what's joy, and we must know the dichotomy which is suffering. So if you have suffered and you walk out through it, you will know what joy is.
Okay.
Only people who have experienced sadness, then you know what happiness is. Then my question come already. But how? We can read books, but how can we explain like this? Even through these live broadcasts, maybe we can let them to share knowledge. But the experience, how can I bring them to? And that's where the experiential learning process comes in. Then,
so your experiential learning is to make them feel like suffer, then they can feel joy. So you make people suffer
in a safe environment, right? Because the emotion cuts over here.
Okay.
Yeah. So that they can talk about things.
So actually, people do experience suffering already. It's just that they don't recognize it or reflect. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Spot on. Right? Okay. They don't acknowledge. They are not aware. Maybe they are aware. They pretend not to know.
Okay. They just
so that they suppress.
They go and do the toxic positivity on themselves.
Yeah.
They just push on.
Exactly. But it's still there. So I give you a classic example. I mean, all of us, have a relationship or some setback Okay, setback in relations. Were there a song that sometimes you listen already, then your memory flash, wow, this one my first love there. Wow, that one, it will trigger your memory. Or you go to a certain places.
What's your song?
Perfect.
I'm trying to think of that song. Huh? What? Perfect?
Ed Sheeran. Perfect. Wow. Ed Sheeran.
Okay. I don't know that song.
Yeah. Very romantic song. Right?
Very romantic song.
But the song play.
Now I listen to the song, I'll think of your face, man. So it's anchored to your face already. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's an anchoring. But the key thing is this, if all the listeners are, for EQ to work, number one rule is you need to be honest with your own feelings. So if I ask you something, if you go to a certain restaurant, certain places, and it could be many years later, no, you will still
Uh-huh.
have that memories and that emotion. Most people have it one. How come?
Right.
Because our brain store the file of that memory.
When the emotion is very high, you're saying, correct?
Exactly, right?
Right.
So sometimes even I ask you, if you go back to your let's say your old unit,
Yeah.
do you
Oh,
have
wow.
feeling?
Suddenly, wow. I feel very
Exactly.
garang. I feel very garang again. You mean old unit as in the
Exactly.
military, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Old unit in military.
Fearless, yeah. Right.
Exactly. How come?
Or you put on the
It's
school,
after.
or you put on the uniform, right? You put on the uniform anchors back, yeah. Correct.
Exactly. So my question to you is, how come you have left the force for so many years?
Yeah, because
That's
I
EQ.
think back then we went through a lot, and it was like, wow, it was so strong, the whole entire feeling.
Exactly, right? So and the good news is it's become a good part of your memory because you told
Right.
yourself, your brain, to make it into a good part of a memory. But
Right.
after so many years, you can still remember, right? That's already an evidence of how EQ is at work.
Okay.
EQ is
And
invisible, right?
correct. And it's really becoming self-aware first before you can self-manage, because you are not aware, you can't, very hard to manage, right?
Exactly. So after manage, after understanding, you can start to leverage on the power of emotion. That's one of my
Wow.
course. Yeah, because you see, everything that we do, we need the energy to create the result in our life.
That's right. So that actually, well, actually, how did we come to that? We were talking about you creating a card game, and then towards
It's all linked, like it's
create
all linked.
joy.
Create joy. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
from the process, you want to make it experiential,
correct.
where the card game can evoke all these feeling back, and then that's where they can recognize it.
Exactly. So in my card game, they are what I call scenario cards, Scenario cards over here.
Okay.
So things like someone roll eye at me.
Oh, okay. So what are we supposed to do? Like, talk
Favorite
about
song on the radio, and we just talk about it. So let's
favorite
say
song on the radio.
okay, so let me randomly let's choose one. Okay, this one, my favorite. Flying cockroach in the bathroom. How will you feel?
Nothing.
Yeah,
For me, nothing.
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 Okay, how about any listener, online or not?
But for me, lizard has something.
Okay, lizard has something.
Yeah, and I realized why. When I see lizard, I will start to like, ugh. And I realized it's because when I was young, right, when my mom see lizard, she will scream very loud, and then I will get a shock. So now when I see lizard, actually, frankly, I'm not super scared of the lizard. It's so small only, right? I can just crush it.
Yeah.
I will feel like a certain fear. So it's like I can hear like someone screaming in my head.
Yeah,
now lesser.
Now lesser.
You know, I got theory of negativity there. But by the way, for the rest of you guys, what do y'all think about emotions? No, I got theory on negativity. This one I recently thought about it because I'm not too sure. This is my own experience, but on social media everywhere, right? I find that there is a lot more negativity than positivity. This is what I experienced.
Yeah.
It may not be true. It may be that minority, the people who are negative are louder. It may be that. I'm trying to be as logical as possible. So I am not too sure. I want to pitch this idea to you, and then see what you, because you're the expert. So I keep thinking, like, and sometimes when you feel, let's say, relationship problem, right, you will feel very negative, and then you want to do negative things, like you want to like cry in front of the person, or sometimes say, hey, I want to end my life and things like that, right? And even though logically, if you go and come down and think that if you go and do these kind of stupid things, you'll make the person hate you even more, so by right, you're not supposed to behave so negatively. But I think there's a certain natural feeling of wanting to be negative, because this is my thinking. Because when we are young, right, when we are baby, how do we get all the attention? It's actually when we cry. You see, when you cry, you get a lot more attention. People actually come to you and then attend to you. So this taught us, again, anchoring. When we cry, when we make a mess out of ourselves, when we screw up, when we fall down, when we get injured, people pay attention. And when we grow up, right, we bring that feeling back and think that it will still work when we are old. So actually, it's useless already. I mean, this is my own thinking recently. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. So definitely, you touch a few pointers in terms of you can again go and research. You are quite on track in terms of the emotional intelligence. So I give you an example. Every emotion has its purpose, one, including sadness and crying. So you mentioned cry or you get attention, which is true. Okay. Because why? When you cry, is the function is for you to get a reattachment to something that you have lost.
Oh, reattachment. But it's for myself, or is for me to show other people?
For you. Okay, so when you cry, something come to you, right? and then you gain something that you lost. So because you lost something, okay, I don't know what's that something. Okay, so for example, let's say for children, right? I'm happy. I'm eating my ice cream, then my ice cream drop on the floor. Sian, right? Lost. I cried. Then immediately the parents will come. It's okay. I buy you another one.
Okay.
So that
your parents
function,
do that to you lah.
yeah, in the past lah. Yeah, but just as using this as an example. So crying has its own function. So anger is this, why people become more angry and all that is to actually to protect and defend themselves.
I see. Okay. So I mean the experience in the past that it works, right? It is all past experience lah.
Correct. Wow. So the key thing is this: our brain are not aware enough, or ourself is not so aware or so in tune that our past memories does not equals to our future. So we tend to use our past memories to do the things that we are facing right now.
Right.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And
but it's on automation already, correct? It's on automation.
Exactly,
I mean, nobody wants to feel sad. Nobody wants to actually be angry, but automatically it triggered because in the past you were angry and it worked. So now you actually read your brain straight away tell you, hey, be angry, and then you feel the angry without. I mean, you don't really think through, correct?
Exactly. So that's your automatic behavior. Amygdala hijack. Wow. Okay, some people want to find the word amygdala hijack. Yeah.
Amygdala hijack, or the fear portion, correct?
Yeah.
Hey, wow, we have solved the mystery of life already, man. So today is the day that.
No. So
that being said, it's still very difficult to manage, Yeah, sorry, you're saying.
Correct, and that's why I go back to my card game. Yeah. That's why I designed it that you can practice. So I saw a few some comments on back to the flying cockroach, discuss, kill the cockroach, scream, and all that.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, so all these are some
I see dog will scream nowadays. No lah. I mean I love dogs lah. Yeah, because now the experience different. My mom used to scream. My mom, yeah.
Yeah, spot on, right? So I'm going to use that back to the cockroach as an example. So you say, hey, no different. You say nothing like cockroach only, ma. That is your narrative. That is your understanding your world. Okay. Yeah. But if I ask another lady, they say, wow, I scream. I scream. I will stand on my stool. I stereotyping about. That's what people do.
Hey,
guys also scream.
Don't say these kind of things,
no, Okay, just kidding.
Just kidding.
But for someone else, it's like, hey, I feel brave because every time got cockroach, right? I'm the one that go into the toilet and catch the cockroach and throw it away.
Oh, so for some people, it's an opportunity to shine. Say, wow.
Exactly.
Maybe they are the one who plant the cockroach.
Now the key point is this. Okay, so I just list down 5 different examples from the same scenario.
Scenario, correct? Yeah.
The scenario is just a flying cockroach in the bathroom, but everyone have their own perspective. Which means if we can start to notice the different perspective of all the possibility, guess what? We can have a choice to react, or rather to a choice to respond to the situation. And that's what my card game is designed. And that's what my card game is designed about. The more you play, you are actually mastering what I call the pause, choose, act. When things happen to you, you take a pause. Okay, wait a minute.
Pause, choose.
Instead I go into the automatic, which is I scream or cockroach is disgusting, right?
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute, enough of that. That is in my past already. Today I choose to be brave, right? Which is also courage. It's also an emotion. Then my behavior will change. Okay, let's be brave. I'm going to chase and kill the cockroach.
Oh,
immediately
okay.
That moment you switch your mental model already.
We must really actually we can consciously program it to our mind to choose to think in certain ways, and it's really about perspective lah. So I'm seeing this portion you write, pause, choose, act. Wow.
That's right.
So this is you'll be trained to do that, and so you're no longer like suddenly. I mean, like your emotions get triggered very easily. I mean, we all have an experience, and you have emotions being triggered, right? It is part and parcel. We're all human, but how much more powerful it is, right? When we have mastery and we are able to manage it, right? So
exactly.
It's super powerful because I do remember there's one book, right, that changed a certain perspective in my life. It is actually this book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I don't know. I don't know how many of you got partners or relationships, and I remember like sometimes I feel like I cannot understand women, and I feel like wow, sometimes they like flare out for no reason and stuff like that. So I remember reading the book. In fact, the first page, they talk about this husband. He went home. I mean, the writer, John Gray, I think. He went home, and then after that, his wife was like upset. Then he saw already. He also, wow, whole day I'm at work. I'm very tired. Come back, still need to like tolerate your nonsense. So he wanted to walk out of the door and then slam the door. Then just before he walked out, right, the wife said, "Hey, please don't leave, please don't leave." Then the wife was like tearing up and said that don't be a fair weather husband. It's like you only love me when I'm bad day. I have biologically I'm feeling in pain. I just need someone to actually console me and love me. The word fair weather husband really hit into me now. It's like, you know, like sometimes my wife when she's nice, right? When she's not always nice, I'm not nice. Then I change the perspective. So now sometimes when my wife, I mean, I don't do it all the time. I still want to confess that I'm not. I'm far from being a perfect husband. But now, whenever there's some issues at home, I see as an opportunity. So it's like, hey, what? When there's a let's say your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they are having a bad mood that day is the best time to show you love them. Because when they are the ugliest in terms of emotion, you go and show love, right? Wow, your brownie point, you gain at least 100, I think. so I mean, this changed the perspective. Exactly what June is saying. So guys, I think that I think they are learning a lot. Or five love languages. Is it? No, five love languages is another book. Or
John Gray is five languages.
Gary Chapman is five love languages, right? Yeah,
Gary Chapman.
So sorry, I'm a nerd. So all these books I read. Okay.
So all these are very powerful books. Yeah.
Very powerful books.
Read.
And
Must read.
And a lot of them all link back to really emotional management. So this is again, let me just flesh out the card games. So wow, you just launched this, is it? Oh wow, actually I wanted to ask you about the journey of launching a thing.
Actually I launched this in end of 2017. It's just that I corporate trainer, I told you. So I do a lot of MNC training, right? I seldom push my own things. So and then when COVID came, and then one of the prayers I did, like, it's time to, now you're ready, go out and do it
to again. Public. Yeah. Now it's to the public. Hey guys, so again, let me just put a link into the chat for those who are interested. Do take a look, and then it can be a perfect Christmas gift, or it can be something that you can play together with your, let's say, I mean, family during this Christmas. How many people can play?
So up to 8 person.
But now gathering only can have 5, right? So anyway,
correct. So play to 5 laps. So the ultimate
people, okay. Yeah. Sorry, you're saying?
Ultimate number is actually 6. Yeah,
I see.
So in my card game, there are 66 different emotions and 55 scenario cards. So when you play, you tell a story. One scenario, you can have different perspective. So besides listening to all your friends' story, right? You can also start to you know, some of them you can make it fun because why I put down beer in front, right? Because I play with my army mates. Not army mates, with my trainer friends as before over a bar, right? Then R-rated so because one of the things is like
R-rated.
went into the wrong toilet. Oh, by the way, my scenario card game, right? My scenario in my card game is all true story that happened in my life, and my.
Well, so once you play the card, we know what kind of nonsense things you went through.
Your friends and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
So like
now I know that cockroach trigger a certain thing in you, right? Yeah. Sorry, you're saying you missed the last bus.
Yeah, so one of the scenarios is miss the last bus. So again, if I use this as an example, if I ask right now to you and to all the audience listening right now, right, you have tons of different answers. How will you feel when you miss the last bus? Some people go, yay, I can go out party again, right? Maybe, I don't know. Yay, I go to my girlfriend's house and stay over.
I see.
Right?
This is interesting.
Some will go, jialat, you don't need to spend money to grab and then midnight charge and everything. But one scenario have so many different interpretation.
So it's for us to actually go through one scenario and talk about how each of us will feel differently. Hey, this is interesting. I'm gonna get one for my family also.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So play with your kids, and you can see their world as well. So I noticed in the last few years, because even though I have launched this, I have done private programs before. I mean, my own program. So there's a YouTube. You can go to YouTube. You can see all my past program. I even did a EQ training in Thailand before with my card game. So it's not just a card game. I use it for training as well. So one of the bonus is also the key activity. Know what is your trigger. So the exercise, there's a full instruction deck you can get from the bonus. You can use my card to play the activity, right? To facilitate activity.
If my wife tell me what's her trigger, then my life will be very much better also. So, yeah.
Because the key idea is you don't feel happy just like that one. You need a certain thoughts, a certain trigger. Yeah.
Well, you'll ship in 24 hours, so I'll get it by Christmas.
Yeah. I will send out. I will send out tomorrow.
Okay, steady. Wow, exciting. So I mean, I thought it's quite interesting, because I think, I mean, it's not just interesting. It's interesting because Jones is interesting. Fundamentally, the skill set is something that you keep needing to master. A lot of us, we try to master a lot of things, correct? Like in school, we try to master education, academics. Then now, grow up, everybody want to master financial mastery. One thing that's very important is actually master yourself, because a lot of things doesn't work unless you work, right? So
Correct.
excellent. Well,
It's
really,
true,
really,
it's
very,
true.
very, very inspiring. So, wow, you're just coming to points where people like interested in like creating their own card game. Your whole entire process of creating a card game, how long does it take? Like from the ideation, like God say,
1
create.
year.
I mean, 1 year. You took 1 year to design everything, and the design including
Prototype.
the prototype and things like that.
Yeah. The
And
writing, the
right, I
scenarios,
see.
the research. Yeah.
So will you do it if you have to do it over again?
Yes, definitely yes. Yeah,
I
definitely
see.
yes.
Will you be
Yeah.
creating a app version? Maybe a game app version.
You want to invest? I need funding for that.
Yeah, maybe can take a look. I thought it's very interesting, especially now with mental health being a very big thing. I think a lot of people need to learn how to manage their emotions, not to understand that emotion is a signal to help you, and every one of them is useful, right? Like what I'm
Yeah.
hearing right now.
Spot on, right? So one of my coach, Dr. Sherry Scott, American, right? So and her sister Lini. So both of them share a quote with me. Emotion is the dashboard of your life.
Oh,
I repeat.
emotion is the dashboard of your
Emotion
life.
is the dashboard of your life. Okay, your car, the dashboard.
Yeah.
Every emotion has a story behind. So when you pay attention to your emotion, it actually functions as a dashboard. It will tell you that something is going on, and that is a signal. And you used the word signal just now for you to look into what is going on.
I see. Wow. So whenever there's a emotion you're feeling, especially, I mean, more so the negative ones, because when positive, sometimes I don't know.
This is something I
We
want
are
to
better.
clarify. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do tell me.
in layman context, for easy understanding, we do
Yeah.
label them as positive emotion and negative emotion.
Okay.
Okay.
Layman. Yeah.
Layman. But in the EQ word, emotion are just emotion. There's no such thing as negative or positive.
Desire and non-desire.
Desire, maybe you can use that. I will only use that. Is it useful for you? Now, in the Chinese saying that is called 激将法，有听过吗？
激将法 make people angry to purposely make people angry, is it?
Correct. Purposely make people angry. And guess what? That person, right, in the wartime, the general becomes so courageous because of the anger, and then he won the war or won the battle.
Oh, yeah. The comic also have comics. Those characters,
right?
They become angry, then they can open up the power.
Yeah, but in our ordinary life, we say, hey, angry no good, don't be angry. No, cannot be angry. Why?
Oh, really? Angry is good. Oh, this is something to think about.
Angry is good. If you
Later
know
I go
how
angry
to,
with my children.
If you know how to leverage. Yeah, you don't be them, don't be them. Okay.
No lah, don't be.
So you leverage on the anger because it's energy. How can you leverage and to perform better?
Right. Oh, interesting.
Right? And then why does NBA? I'm a huge football fan. You can see behind there's a Liverpool over there, right? And then also I watch NBA as well. Why is there trash talking during the game?
That one is to make the opponent angry, right?
So if they are unaware, they trash talk to the wrong player. They cannot already.
Oh.
So people like Michael Jordan,
Michael Jordan,
Bryant, the more you poke at them, the better they perform.
Yeah, correct. I remember the story where they actually tried to make Jordan angry and then say, he doesn't dare to do layout and stuff like that. They purposely want him to go in. Then he become more and more clear-minded and he keep doing all the 3-point shots and kill them off.
That's the power of anger.
Yeah, correct. So the power of feeling the anger and then using it to actually go to the next level. Oh yeah, some people asking how much the card game. I think I just bought. Let me just see.
$38.
I bought a family pack also. So
Sing dollars.
Sing dollars are $38.
Family pack is
with shipping 38. Yeah.
I will local. I will cover shipping. Local, international. There's an international charge. Yeah.
So I think it's quite a good Christmas gift. Let's play it during Christmas and see what happens. Maybe the turkey will fly and things like that. We have more scenarios to add to the card game.
Exactly. Right. So I mean that's why I need to. I mean, This is the mission, because a lot of time people say, oh, negative emotion, don't cry, don't angry. I say, no, you need to cry, you need to be angry. It's after that, what you're going to do with it. That's the key question.
Okay. This is something really very insightful. I think I learned a lot today. I mean, do you all learn a lot? If you all did, please help me thank Jones for his precious time and also sharing with us all these very insightful ideas. I think maybe I should talk to my HR manager to ask you to come for our corporate training as well, because I guess it's a continuous journey to actually learn how to manage emotions.
Yeah. So as mentioned, that almost everything, emotion is life lah. If you ask me, that's what I truly believe, right? And then for my own vision is everybody deserves the chance. Right? Every single soul on this earth deserves the chance to be wealthy and joyful. But the question is how. Right? So you are the wealth aspect over side. At least from the EQ side, I can contribute as well.
Yeah, and I do know people who are wealthy but not joyful. And I know people who are not wealthy but joyful. So I mean, we can have both. But ultimately, what is wealth without joy, correct? So
exactly.
I really think it's something very amazing. So yeah, while people are like putting in the thanks. Okay, thanks Jones for sharing. And
hey, most welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that this one will be such an insightful one. I didn't set aside.
I also don't know. I just go with the flow. I also ordered that you invited me, and then just share lah. I mean, it's giving is caring, right? So one thing. Also in the bonus, if you buy, you get a bonus. One of the ways to kickstart your happiness, contribute.
Yeah.
When you see another person smile, you smile.
That's right. So sometimes when you don't focus on yourself, right? Focus on helping other people. Sometimes you forget your own worries. I mean, and your worries seems to become much smaller. And ultimately, I think Jones is someone who is. I can't believe you are still single. Hey, no. Okay, so I mean, what is your? I mean, if people want to look for you and stuff like that, where do they find you? Is it your Facebook, your website?
Yeah, my Facebook, my website. Just drop a message like hello@emotionrunwild.com is fine, or easy one. Just type jones@jonesliu.com. Can find me also.
Yeah, let me just post. Jones@jonesliu.com. Okay.
Yes.
So,
find me on my Facebook.
A lot.
Yeah.
Jones Liu, or you can just actually Google. I think it's let me see. I see your SEO.
Yeah. Should be able to find me like you Google that there's some interview on me.
Yeah. So you Google, he's there. So his SEO is quite good. A good creator. Okay. So thanks a lot everyone for joining us, and thanks Jones for giving us a lot of incredible insight. That's where we really learned a lot today. I mean, I really learned a lot today. I mean, quite a number of things I'm reminded of. But I think there's nothing like when someone actually share his own story, his own vulnerability, and really thank God that you're here to actually share with us all this, and really praying the last minute with the 2 words: call Wendy, create joy, and looking forward to seeing what God asks you to do next and how you can actually. I think create joy is a pretty big mission that can last you for very, very long.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand at that moment. Really, it took me a while to really understand what is creating joy, which is I'm doing it right now. I believe through our sharing with you, people are smiling with us, laughing with us. We are really creating joy already. And thank you, Sean, really to just invite me to be part of your show and this live telecast. We are creating joy.
Yes, agree. Amen to that. So thanks everyone. Hope that you guys have a wonderful week. And in Christmas is a season of joy, correct? Let's go out and create it and spread it. So everyone, let's really help me thanks Jones one more time, and let's go out and actually create more joy. All right, see you guys soon.
Awesome. Bye. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.